Hey guys, today you're going to write a story about friends. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I need to see that makes a story. So, on your paper at the top, you want to give your story a title, Friends. And then you'll have a place to put your detailed picture with color right there. Now, remember, when you write a story, it's not a sentence, and a sentence. It flows from line to line, just like the books that you read. So, this is my story. Okay. I enjoy being with my friends. Look where it was up here and then it stopped. Now, I don't go down to the next line to start. I start right after that period. We go over to each other's houses, period. All right, do you see that? Then I start. I have room for the word we, so I'm going to write it. We also like to go out to eat, and I didn't finish, so I'm going to finish on the next page. Together, and then a period. So when you get to the end of one page and your sentence is not done, you're not going to squish it down at the bottom. You're going to go to your second piece of paper. We like to talk about our lives. We also like to talk about what our other friends are doing. Period. See? And I have room right here. We share pictures of our kids too. Now, my next word was sometimes. It's really big. I'm not going to be able to get it in that spot, so I'm going to come down to the next line because it's big. Sometimes we play games when we meet at our houses. Now, that sentence, you can see it stops at the very end. Then I'm going to give a closing sentence. Friends are important. You kind of want to give a sentence that sums up your story. Some closing sentences you could use are I love my friends. Friends are important. Friends are great. I have wonderful friends. Or if you wrote about just one friend, I love my friend, and you name the friend. So you can add that closing sentence to kind of bring your story to an end. Now, my story flowed and it talked all about friends. I didn't list friends. I didn't say, my friend is Susan, John, Mary. I didn't make a long list. I want you to talk about friends. What do you do with your friends? What do you do together? Now, if you want to name one or two friends that you do special things with, that's okay. I just don't want the whole paper to be a list of friends. Talk about what do you do with your friends? What kind of games do you play? Do you have favorite games? Do you have favorite places you go with your friends? Sometimes your friends are your cousins. Sometimes your friends are your siblings, your brothers and your sisters. Sometimes your friends are your neighbors. Sometimes your friends are the kids you go to school with. So you're going to talk about friends. And that's going to be the title of your story. Now, one of the things you can do is we brainstormed some words, and you might want to use some of those words. Like we had helpful and friendly in the list. We had our friends make us happy. So this list is also going to be attached to your story writing area. Now, if you can print, I would like you to use these two pieces of paper. If you can print, okay? If you can't print, I still want you to use lined paper for your story and then try to find a plain piece of paper for your picture. And I want a very detailed, colorful picture. When I look at it, I want to be able to see you with your friends and to see what you're doing. Are you playing or talking? What are you doing with your friends? Friends are very important. Now, remember what I said about story writing. It doesn't all come to you at one time. So I don't want you to get frustrated. Sometimes you'll sit down and you'll get started. And I enjoy being with my friends. You kind of have an opening sentence. I like my friends. My friends are special to me. You will have an opening sentence. And then you might have to stop and think, what do I really want to do with my friend? What do I really do with my friends? And then you will come up with an idea and you'll write it. And then you may have to kind of think for a minute. So your ideas just don't come out click, 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 click. So if you sit down, don't expect everything to come out click, click, click. You might have to think a little bit. Maybe go back and read the friends' brainstorming words, and something on that will go, oh, yeah, I remember, or I like, or I'm happy when, and ideas will come to you. But they don't come quick, quick, quick. It takes a while. This is not an activity that finishes in 15 minutes. If you're going to do a really good job, it's going to take longer than that. If you were in the classroom, it usually takes us a while because you have to think. You want to make sure you really have really good sentences. Now, before you turn this into me, you need to check and make sure all of your sentences begin with capital letters and that you've added your punctuation, your periods. If you get done and you don't see any periods, then you forgot those. Don't go stick them at the end. You're going to have to read your story, and the period goes at the end of a complete thought. So I enjoy being with my friends. I took a breath. That's the end of my complete thought. And that's where I put my period. We go over to each other's houses. I took a breath. It's the end of my complete thought. If I were to try to stick one here, we go over to, and I stuck it there, that doesn't make any sense. We go over to. So you've got to put it at the end of a complete thought, just like when you talk. When you talk with your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, with me, you have a complete thought. So think about that as you write and sound things out. I want you to sound things out. Your parents should not be spelling for you. You should be using the sounds you know to spell. You can use word cards or word charts if you can read them. But parents or pod helpers or aunts and uncles, whoever is helping you while you're writing your story, they can give you hints. They can point you in the right direction. You can talk with them and get ideas, but you cannot let them do the story for you. This needs to be your story. All right. I can't wait to read all the stories about friends. Happy writing. Bye.